Your furnace is broken. I feel your pain. Trust me, I've been there before. But in this video, I'm going to give you some basic knowledge. You may very well be able to fix it yourself, and at a minimum, you'll be armed with some knowledge if you do indeed need to call an HVAC repair technician to make sure you don't get ripped off, because there's a little secret. 2 HVAC repair technicians have told me this over the years. A majority of the calls they go on are for very basic repairs that a lot of homeowners can do on their own. Typically, they fall into one of 2 categories. Either it's your igniter that has gone bad, the thing that ignites the gas to make the heat, or there's something called a flame sensor that once the flame is lit, the flame sensor has to sense a flame to allow the furnace to continue to run. And oftentimes, that's the case. Let's focus on that one first. The flame sensor. If it gets dirty or broken, but usually it's just dirty, it will not send a signal to the furnace telling it, yes, there is indeed a flame, you can keep running, and the furnace will then shut down. So how do you diagnose this? First thing you want to do is turn on your furnace, and then you want to look through that little window and you want to watch. Does a flame actually start? Does a flame actually appear? Because if no flame actually starts, well, then you know it's probably your igniter. And there's tons of videos out there about your specific furnace on how to replace the igniter if you choose to do it on your own, and be very, very careful. Now, if a flame does start, if your igniter is good, but then shortly thereafter the furnace shuts itself off, that means that flame sensor is not working. It's not realizing, it's not sending a signal to the furnace that there's actually a flame present, so the furnace shuts itself off. That's actually more likely the case. A very common cause of service calls to HVAC companies. They'll come out, charge you $200 or $300, maybe even more, right? We won't go down that path. And all that really needs to be done is the flame sensor needs to be taken out. I use the little green scrubby pad from the kitchen. You can use like sandpaper, steel wool. Again, there's tons of videos out there probably about your specific furnace on how to clean or replace your flame sensor. If you do need to replace your flame sensor, I'm going to put a link to the one I use in the description below. I get it from Amazon, but remember, be careful. Most calls to HVAC companies for furnace problems revolve around 1 or 2 of those issues. You can save yourself literally hundreds or possibly thousands of dollars by looking into it yourself. If you do, be very careful. You are messing with natural gas. You need to exert an extreme level of caution while you're working on it. But trust me, if you got a good head on your shoulders, you can do it. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some knowledge that at minimum can help you as you deal with a HVAC technician. I'm always glad to have you here in the basement. Try to provide you with value, maybe some entertainment. So please feel free to come back, and I'll see you next time.